Good morning, my friends. Here we are for another episode of Frustrated to Freedom. I am Bill Morrow, your guide to your destination of how to get out of the trap of the frustrated situation. Freedom is what we're after. And today we have F2F20. Now, if I could mark this in red, I would do, simply because this is a milestone. This is a very important one. I'm going to outline the whole factors as we see them now and the sort of thing that we've got to define. Now, the winning mindset is the name of the sequence. The winning mindset. So to start off with, I watched Professor Brian Cox talking all about the brains and the evolution of the brain, and over so many million years the brain expanded and expanded, and we had our friends the cavemen, and then we had Homo erectus, so they started to walk upright, and the ape men and all these sorts of things, and each time the brain expanded, it got bigger. The problem was they didn't particularly get clever, because if you think about our grandparents, what they were able to do, they had the same size brain as us, but they didn't have the technical things that we have now and so forth. But did that make them any less clever than we are? No, I don't think it does. It's evolution, and it's not the actual brain, the equipment. It's a case of how you use it, how you use the thing. That fell in there. So the brain, with all its neurons and protons and dopamines and all this sort of thing, dopamine, you have electrons, electric currents passing messages in various parts of the brain. And as the end of my career, I was an electrical engineer. Maybe if I'd gone on, I could have been a brain surgeon. But I changed and became an internet marketer. Whoa! How things move. So with that in mind, this is what's actually happening. You see, you've gone from the brain, and by the way, we're only using at most 40% of the brain. The rest of it, what's it for? Why do we have such a big brain? And as we heard in school at times, go and use your brains. You're not using your brains. And some don't use 40% of their brain. Well, that's the attitude, and that's what you learn as you're growing up. And as you're growing up, this is where your true self, and I have two little pictures for you. Your true self, represented by this piece of plastic, a little plastic bag, represents your true self. This is what in your lifetime you grew up and you built this, and this was your character that built up in here. Everything that was good about you, your smiles and everything else was good, is all in this. And that took over your lifetime, that took you to build that. So here we are in about 20 days, and you think you know all about it. But hang on a minute. It's taken you, what, 30, 40 years to get to this stage? And now we've got the opposition. Where is it? The false self. And this is the one that's built up. And this is the one that we've got to try and control. This is what we want all the time. So this is the run that runs our lives. This is the true self. This is us. And if we can get this fella under control, then we have the benefit of both. This one shows no fear. Understanding everything. Smiles. He's the happy self. That's him. True understanding. He shows no fear, no anger, nothing. This one does all that for you. So this is the one you've got to control. So your whole life's work is to control the false self. Control that and you can get where you're going. Now all we do, everything we do, we're repeating a lot of this. Of course we will. Because it's taken, as I say, 30 to 40 years to get into this situation, to get here. So now a little repetition is ideal, because that's exactly what we got. Now, the perfect images and everything, you've got to carry on in your mind and keep thinking about these things. The false self will always be there, and the false self is the one who gets all the knocks, because it's a solid individual. And that's the one that gets all the knocks, and you have to then think positive to control this. And this is the way you do it. The more positive you think, everything that comes in front of you, negative thought. Wrong, we know that. So now you've got to be quick to react to that and make a positive thought out of that. Instead of that wild man running at you is going to smack you, you've got to think, hang on, fear, no. He's the one who's angry, he's the one who's got the fear, he's the one I feel sorry for, and therefore positive thoughts, he is the one who's angry. Positive thoughts, and therefore he will see that reaction, which is your reaction to him, which is positive. He will slow down. He will doubt himself, because that's it. It's his false self that's in control of him. Yours not. Your positive self is there. You're controlling your false self by keeping up all these positive thoughts. Now, it's not simple, it's not easy, but remember where we've come from. We've come from a wonderful upbringing where we had everything given to us, education, the whole lot, and no two people are the same. Even the children brought up in the same family have different characters and everything else, because their inner self, their true self, built up their character, and that's it. And this is what you have to protect, is your character. So this is the main thing. Remember this, number 20, this is the one that's so important. Control of that false self. Positive thoughts in everything you do. Keep that in mind, my friend, and always think of it, dreams, thoughts. Second one is to get your idea of how you're going to deal with it, make your plan. And third, take action. Take action. And remember, it's you that has to do all the planning, because it's all in your mind, and how you're controlling the mind is the main thing. So, best of luck. See you in the morning.